I'm married, yeah. Laverne Esposito. Terrific gal. Great gal. She went to Toledo Wade High School. That's on the Hungarian side of town. Hey, incidentally, if you're ever in Toledo, Ohio, on the Hungarian side of town, Tony Packo's greatest Hungarian hot dogs with chili peppers, 35 cents, and a cold beer. Stroh's Bohemian, and El Verso cigars.
Well, I don't know if this is interesting or anything.
Go ahead.
I go this way. I dug a ditch, you know, like a trench out behind the OR, and I filled it up with peat moss and stuff. Well, not exactly peat moss because I couldn't requisition any. So what I did was, well, I took, well, you know, when they redig the latrine, can you say latrine on television?
Let's find out.
Well, anyhow, there's lots of ash and stuff, you know, so I took that stuff and I put it in the hole, and then I went looking for some earthworms, and I put them in there. You know, earthworms double in 60 days. They must really be in love. Oh, there must be 180,000 earthworms in there.
And now what happens?
Well, I figure I'd give most of them away, you know, to the farmers around here, because they need all the help they can get. And earthworms are really good with dirt. Is this too technical?
No, go ahead.
Well, I figure I'll give most of them to the farmers and the rest I'll race.
You race earthworms?
Yeah, I got this cockroach in a jar, you know. I didn't name him or nothing. He's just number 6. 1 through 5 died. Or maybe number 6 ate him. I don't know. They're pretty hard up too, you know. Cockroaches. Over here. Anyhow, I put him in this track with the worm, and then I raced him.
Unlike most of your doctors, you're a regular Army.
This is my 3rd war. I was in the big one, then the Second World War, and now Korea. I hope war is getting smaller as a trend.
I've been asking if something special is coming out of this in the way of medical or technical developments.
Oh, there are some things that get a practical trying out here that maybe wouldn't with the same speed back home, but when you counterbalance that with the frightful expense, the frightful destruction and loss of life, I don't think it's an equal balance.
Well, do you see anything good coming out of this?
Not a damn thing.
I mean, Korea will become a shining example of the American policy of benign military intervention. That's all.
I think it's the most stupidest thing in the world. You call it a police action back home, right? Over here, it's a war. A police action sounds like we're over here arresting people, handing out parking tickets. War is just killing, that's all.
Do you get scared, frightened? Yeah, very frightened, very frightened. What do you lean on then? Mostly terror. There's always terror to fall back on. You know what it's like? It's like a car accident. You know, when everything goes into slow motion? And you suddenly see things for the way they really are. And you say to yourself, oh, so that's what it's like to have a bomb explode a few feet away from you. Do you ever get hit here? Oh, they bombed the crap out of us a number of times. The beams shake and the dust falls into your patient. It's not nice. Any other times you were afraid? At night. Sometimes at the beginning of the night, sometimes before dawn. When you realize that you're not sleeping and you suddenly begin to think of where you are and what could happen to you. And then you notice that the cot is shaking. And you wonder why the cot is shaking. And it's because your heart is pounding.
Sometimes I get frightened for the patients we have to handle, these young kids that come in all shot up. It's very difficult to observe all this and not occasionally be scared by it.
How would you describe yourself? Are you a captain in the U.S. Army Reserve, or are you a civilian in uniform?
I'm a temporarily misassigned civilian.
Can you describe what you do?
Essentially, I'm on call for all medical emergencies, but I've never seen a situation here that wasn't an emergency. I did 3 amputations before I had my first breakfast here. Our surgeons do what needs to be done.